Oh, good evening, yarnies, dirty hookers, and all of you cool cats out there. How are you? I'm pretty good. Um, Streaming early because it worked so well last night. Let's try it again tonight. Hey there, lumberjack lady. How are you? And just getting all set up, moving things around. We're gonna pick up where we left off last night when we were working on the doily slash coaster. We're working on the edging of said coaster. Trying to end your day by relaxing. Nothing wrong with that. Let me get my little sample here. That's the one we did previously. So we were most of the way done on this round of the edging. We are going to do one more round of that edging, and then we will go and do the second edging. We're going to zoom on in a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Oh, when I broke my stitch marker. Oh, well. All right. To recap what we were doing for this round, and again, this is a pattern from 1945. So we're going to skip 3 stitches, and I need to turn on another light. Yeah, that's a little bit better. We're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. Then we're going to chain up 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in that very same stitch that we did that single, we're going to put 3 doubles. There's 1, 2, and 3. And what we did forms this loop, and then our 3 stitches next to it. So again, we're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. In the 4th one, do a single, chain up 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in that same stitch, do 3 doubles. Excuse me. I kind of like this little pattern. It makes these little, I don't know what you would call them. These little, almost like a shell shape, but they're not. But they're kind of, there's a loop on one side and then there's stitches on the next. So 1, 2, 3, and then in the 4th one, I can find the stitch. Do a single, and then chain up 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the same stitch, do 3 doubles. Hey there, fairy dust, dirty loose hooker. How are you doing? Get 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th one, do a single, chain up my 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 doubles into the very same stitch. 2 and 3. So for this round, you're only working in every fourth stitch. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th. Coming to the end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do our 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. I'm okay, laced around listening to the rain most of the day. I was going to mow, but it's too moist. Well, at least he didn't have to mow, and I love listening to the rain. I love a good rain shower or a good thunderstorm. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one, we're going to do a single. I think this is the last one we're making. There's 2 chains, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 more into the same stitch. Whoops, we don't want to snag our previous one that we made. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Yep. Skip 3, and now what we're going to do, we're at the very end. We're going to slip stitch to where we first did our first one to join. And we've gone all the way around. We've got our little frilly edge. Again, blocking is going to make it stand out better. Let me just double check one thing. Yeah. Like we've been doing the entire thing, each row. Whoa, that's a little loud. At the end of each round, you drop the color and you pick up the other color. I'm going to pick the other color, do a chain, pull it snug. So I've just switched my colors. Again, I still have not cut anything. For this round is super, super easy. In that chain space, so in the loop, we're going to put 5 single crochets and then 1 single crochet into each of the doubles that are here. Because remember, we did our 5 chains and then we did 3 doubles. So we're going to put 5 singles into that loop, and then each of our double will get a single. So it's all singles. Did I misspeak just then? If I misspoke, I meant 5 singles into the loop, and then a single into each of the doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then each of the doubles gets a single. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So that's all we're doing, is we're adding the stitches and adding the color around to the end of our loops, and that will be the end of this edging. So into the loop, we're going to put 5 singles, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then each of the doubles gets 1 single. 2, and 3. So overall, this is not a difficult pattern to do. The difficult thing is, if you've never worked with crochet thread, that's the part that could be a challenge. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and 3. So what is everybody working on today? 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 2, Back at work at my shawl. I'm probably close to the halfway. Nice. You were doing the Summer Nights one, right? Weren't you the one who sent me that, who shared that link? I've got that one definitely saved. That will be on my list to do. I've got yarn that I don't know what I'm going to do with, because that's how I am. I don't really have a specific project in mind. But also, I have a problem. The problem is Michael's Arts and Crafts. I'm part of their rewards program. Wait, I will admit, when I do it again, I'm going to pick yarn that is better draped than this one. And what yarn are you using again? Fairy Dust has been working on the throw for commission, going by the number of rows, nearly a third of the way finished. Hey, you're getting there. And that throw that you're making, like I said before, I told you, it's gorgeous. Super gorgeous. Two, three, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3. Lion Brand Mandala. Okay. Either my tension isn't right or the yarn sticks to itself. Gotcha. I don't know if I mentioned this. Hi, Seagam. How are you? I don't know if I mentioned last night, the shawls that I've made, and it's only been one pattern, but it's been multiple of them. I've used roving style yarn, and I don't know if you've ever used roving style yarn. I know there's some people who don't like it. Give me 1 second. I can get my example. In here? Not in there. I've got an example of it. Uh-oh. I had it. My friend was over the other night, and I showed her, but I don't remember where I put it. Mandela has decent drape. Use it for a couple of ponchos, and they drape really well. You had to come and stop by to see I'm your favorite streamer. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Seagam. Let me see if I put it in here. Yes. Actually, I need this bag. Lumberjack's Lady. I don't know if you've ever used. And again, there's nothing wrong with mandala. One excellent yarn that is drape and would probably make a gorgeous shawl is Lion Brand True Boo. Yes, has to be hand washed. Yes, True Boo does have a very good drape. It can split when you're working with it. Another that has good drape, again, like I was saying, is a roving style yarn. This is a roving style yarn, and I know there's controversy. People don't like it. They don't like working with it. This is actually Red Heart Unforgettable. If you can't find Red Heart Unforgettable, Michael's Loops and Threads Facets. It's not showing up. Facets. Has a nice drape to it. So they're comparable. They come in all different bright colors. These are the colors I have, but they've got all different shades. Same thing with Unforgettable. But definitely try a different yarn. And as you can see, this is excellent drape to it. Yeah. One roving yarn I could tolerate worth is Lion Brand Scarfy. Lion Brand Scarfy, yes. The difference I think is Lion Brand Scarfy is slightly thicker than this, which it's not that big of a deal. But again, be warned, it's a roving yarn, so it's not really twisted that much. And if you have to frog anything, it can be pain. Can be a pain. Because it's not really twisted, and the fibers of it kind of almost, not really felt, but they kind of lock together. So you got to be very careful and go very slow with it. You can't just like rip it out like you would normally do with like a traditional worsted yarn. But I also feel that the age of the yarn might be a factor. Remember picking this up when Manila was starting to hit the market. That, true. I came across this back in the yarn, not the pattern. Back in the winter, I don't know if you have it in your area, Ollie's Bargain Barn. It's like liquidations and discounts. They had a big liquidation of yarn, and they had, I think, a dozen skeins of this, all in the same color, for a really good price. I can't pass up a good deal, and I love the feel of it. It's very soft and squishy. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And then I came across the shawl pattern, and if you want this pattern, I can find the link for it. It's the Fluffy Meringue shawl pattern on Yarnspirations. So that's where I really became addicted to roving style yarn. And then when I went to Michael's, I found that they had their version and their colors. The one color I made for Clay Miko and for her daughter, it was Michael's brand. It had greens. Actually, I have a picture of it. Let me see. I have a picture of it while it was in progress. We'll take a little break from our Throwback Thursday. Uh-oh. How come I don't have it? Okay, I gotta grab the display capture. Do a little behind the scenes stuff right here. Here we go. This right here. That is the Michael's brand. I forgot the name of the colorway, but that was in progress. So, yeah, she picked up the yarn, and I think an adult size shawl took 4 of these. We got 6 just to be safe. So the adult, hers took 4, and then her daughter's took about 2. Her daughter is 2 years old. And you can make it any size you want. I think it's similar to the shawl that you're working on, and you can kind of vary it. So they come in all different beautiful colors. Again, if you want to try roving yarn. But yeah, it's Loops and Threads, which is Michael's brand. It's their line, and the what do you call it? The brand is Loops and Threads, but the style of yarn is Facets. But yeah, definitely check them out. Like I was saying, I have an issue. I have a problem, and it's Michael's Arts and Crafts. I'm part of the rewards program, and the more you buy, the more rewards they give you. And I was there the other week. Actually, no, Monday. I got 3 or 4 of these. And I just got this morning an email, and also in the app, I've got $15 rewards. That $15 I can spend at Michael's. And they do expire, so it's free money. So I need to make another trip, and I don't know what I'm going to get. I might get some more roving yarn, because lately, roving yarn and... Actually, you know what? I might get some more crochet thread. Because I don't think I have any bright white in a size 10. That's what I might do. Yeah, so they're enabling me. But it's not really costing me much. I mean, I have to pay a few extra dollars if it goes over, and I might see something else while I'm there. And yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll definitely pick up a thing of crochet cotton, and like a bright white, because I only have this off-white. I don't think I have any white in this size. 2, 3, 4. If Seagam is still here, how are you? If not, he probably popped out. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. I need to go to Michael's to pick up some more tapestry needles. Seem to lose those, like people lose stitch markers. One day my foot will find it. Oh yeah, no, don't do that. Don't lose them. Don't have them in your foot, even though they're not as sharp, but still. I ordered a bunch on Amazon, and I think I've showed it before. So it came in this little case, and then the ones I already had, I just added to it. So if I have them in a pincushion or in something else, I'm going to lose them. For me, if I have a little container that locks, that kind of, not locks, but kind of shuts all the way, I'm less likely to use those. Lose those? Words are hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, when I go to Michael's, I also have to swing by Hobby Lobby, which isn't that far from my Michael's, and pick up a refill of 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't talk and count at the same time. Pick up a refill of felting needles, because 2 of mine broke in my felting tool. Similar tin, they slip out of the gap. Oh, okay, gotcha. Just hope they don't. Hope your foot doesn't find them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Got something. Me. That. Story of a foot finding something sharp. This is many years ago when I was a kid. It didn't happen to me. It happened to my older sister. For whatever reason, us kids being kids, and I don't know why we had them, One of the kids, us kids had them. Somehow a wooden toothpick was dropped by accident, and the carpeting had a pile to it. It wasn't like a shag carpeting, but it kind of got stuck in it, and it was at an angle, and my sister's big toe found it, and it broke off. Yeah, she had to have that surgically removed. 3, 4, 5. And it was the round wooden toothpicks with the sharp ends. They weren't like the flat ones that aren't as sharp. Yeah. So, for the rest of my childhood, we never bought the sharp toothpicks. If we had to have toothpicks, they were the thinner, flat type. Yeah. She was like 13, 14, I think, at the time. Played Bob Jacks a lot as a kid. Found many lost jacks. What's Bob Jacks? Two, 3, 4. Two. I'm most of the way done, or a little over halfway done this round, and then we can do the second round. I mean, the second edging. 2, 3, 4. My brother liked to play on the stairs. I've stuffed the many army figures and Legos. My father found a lot of the Legos and army men. Give me 1 second. Let me check this. Somebody's... Two, 4. We also had central air in the house that we lived in, and had the in the floor, the grates where the air gets pumped up. Well, us kids in our room, the little slots in the grate, and we would drop in pennies and little pieces of Lego and light bright pegs, and yeah, had to have that cleaned out. 3, 4. Bob Jacks is where you have a rubber ball and metal. Oh, okay. You've hosted. Okay. I never heard it called Bob Jacks. I've heard it just called Jacks. Yeah, I know the little metal, spiky little three-dimensional things. Yeah. 2, 3, 5. Yeah, we had those. We had Jacks too. We never really knew how to really play them. We would usually just take the metal things and just like toss them around. And hey, Clay Miko, how are you? 2, 3, 4, 5. I was just mentioning. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Yes, this is a continuation of last night. I didn't finish it. I stopped about here. Actually, no. I stopped about there on the white round. I'm just adding the purple to the edge. And now, when I get done when I get done here, then I'm going to add the second ruffly edge to it. So I'm finishing up the first one. We were talking about Lumberjack Lady's shawl that she's working on, or they're working on, and they mentioned something about they didn't like they were having an issue with the drape of the yarn, and I recommended the roving yarn that I made the shawls for my family and for you, and I showed them progress of your shawl. So I don't have a finished picture of it. So what we need to do at some point, I know you're not a fashionista, but at some point, maybe because it's getting cooler. Is there a picture on the Discord? I don't think there's a picture of your shawl on the Discord. There might be. Yeah, since when it gets cooler. I mean, it's a little warm now for a shawl, but it's getting cooler. But yeah, definitely need to get some pictures of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was telling them that it's adorable because you guys have matching shawls. Two. And this one here was the leftover from all the ones I made for my family, but I didn't have enough yarn to make it big enough for Riley. It needed to be at least a couple more repeats to be bigger. But the let me see here. Let me find it. The one they're working on, I don't know if you were here last night. When they gave me the link for the shawl that they're working on, it's called the Summer Night Shawl. And I saw it and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to make it at some point. I don't know for who, but that's the one that Lumberjack's Lady is working on. Maybe Cub will build a catwalk for your modeling session. No, I'm not good at building structures that people are gonna be walking on. Hope my yarn will finish the ripple shawl. Yeah, I like the star or the snowflake or the flower type pattern that's in there. But yeah, that's definitely going to be on a list of makes in the future. I've got it all saved. Oh, I gotcha. I'll send it here in the stream, and then Claymiko, I'll send it to you personally. It's sent. See, I can do the internet stuff. I can do it real quick. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I got 3 more stitches for this round. 2, 3. Working on a drawstring bag. You know what? At some point, we need to get together and I need to look at these bags. I've seen the pictures of them, but Claymiko has been making these tote bags and drawstring bags and stuff without a pattern. She's like designing her own, and like from the pictures, they look amazing. So we got a little bag designer over there. You're a crochet bag lady, and I'm a dirty hooker. Okay. Let me check one thing. Repeat around. Sorcery. Okay, so I've got to the end. I did a slip stitch to join, and I'm at the end of my first edging. So I will break off the yarn. They call it breaking off. I will finish it. So I'm just going to do a chain 1, and I'm going to cut my yarn. First time I've cut the yarn, or the thread on this pattern, and tighten it up. I'll weave it in later, obviously. The same thing I will do with the white, because we are now ready to do the top edging. You could stop here if you want. If you wanted, you could stop here and just do that. But if you wanted this extra double ruffle, it's not really a ruffle, but the double edge, you would finish off, and then we're going to reattach in a second. It is Saoirse. Don't even know what I did. I just sat down and started something, and it comes together at some point. Yeah. She doesn't know how to design a pattern. I don't really know how to design a pattern that much either. Yeah. Clay Miko is a witch. And that's all I'm saying. Okay. I gotta double check what color to use. Okay. So now we're going to, I mean, technically you could have left the purple on here and did a couple little fudging stitches to get down to this round. I'll show you the round here in a second. Let me turn this volume down a bit. I don't know how well we're going to be able to see this, but you see this round with the purple? That round of purple was single crochet back loops only. There are the front loops, so we're going to work into the front loops. So technically, you could have just slip stitched to join, and then did a few little slip stitches down, and I think that's what I did in my original sample, to get to these front loops. I'm like Glenda, though, a good witch. No comment. I'm joking. But, like I said, you could slip stitch down to get to those. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to join like they want me to. And I'm going to start with a standing single crochet. For those who don't know what a standing single is, I'm going to put a slip knot on my hook, and that's easier to show with a thicker yarn. So we got a slip knot on your hook, and it doesn't matter which one you go in, but we're going to go in to the front loops. Remember on that round, when we did this round of this purple round, we went back loops only. Now we're going to do front loops only. So we're going to find a loop, doesn't matter which one, and we're going to go front loop only, put my hook in, and then we're going to pull through. We have 2 loops on the hook, and I know you can't see this because it's so thin, and then just do a single crochet, and then we're good to go. And this round, every front loop only on that round will get a single crochet. So it's just like we did when we started the edging of the first edging. We do single crochet into every stitch. All right, but instead of back loop only, we're doing front loop only of that round. And this is just to get us a foundation to work on. And if you notice, it's easier for me. I'm taking that edging that we just made and I'm folding it over so I can access those front loops. So this is the simple round. I mean, they're all pretty simple, but this is the most simple. It's just single crochet, 1 stitch into each front loop of that round. Yeah, Fairy Dust wants me to build a catwalk. When you said that, I'm like, yeah, no, I wouldn't trust that. My building skills are not that well. I mean, if I can build maybe a catwalk out of yarn, if it'll support you. Maybe a hammock. I'm actually making progress with this. Sent you a picture. Okay. Aw. Whoops, 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 whoops. I think you might have showed this to me before. Are you okay with me sharing this? If not, that's all right. I mean, sharing it here on stream. Oh, you just took it? Oh, okay. I'm not going to put it in the Discord, but I'll show it here. So there's her daughter, her cute, adorable daughter, wearing the shawl. There, is that a supermodel pose? So yeah. And hers, we put a little button on it to keep it on her so it doesn't slide right off. So thank you, Clay Miko, for the picture. Oh, and the other thing is for Clay Miko's, I ended up attaching, when you wear it, the part that goes over the front, kind of attached it to the back part to kind of make armholes so it's almost like a shrug. Shirta's talking about it and says, shawl on shoulder. I said, yeah. She said, take a picture. Yes, Riley, you're adorable. You look really pretty in your shawl. Well, of course. And it is a pretty color yarn. It's very pretty. You did a great job of picking out that color. I mean, all the ones that they had there in the store were pretty. Her personality makes it even better. Yep. Oh, she definitely has a personality. She gets a personality both for mommy and daddy. I can tell. I'm nearing the end of this. And we're going to be changing our yarn. Not yarn. Thread. I always say yarn because I'm used to the stuff. The yarn and the stuff. Okay. So now I'm just going to slip stitch to join as usual, like you usually do when you do crochet in the round. If I can find the stitch. Okay. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Okay. I technically made a boo-boo, which I'm not going to fix on this. And I see the boo-boo that I made. And I'm not ripping this out. What I should have been doing, and it's my fault, I didn't read the pattern, but I read the pattern when I did this. When you do this round, you single crochet, and again, it's front loop only, in 8 stitches, and the next one you do 2. So, mine's going to be off a little bit, so we're just going to go with it. It is what it is. Not messing with it, but you get the idea. It would just be a little bit bigger. And I think that's also going to help it lay flat. This is going to curl up a bit. So maybe this one's going to have upright ruffles. We'll see. Okay. So now we're going to switch to our white. And I'm just going to, we're still connected with the purple. I'm going to add the white. I'm going to pull my loops snug. And for this, we're going to do a single crochet into the first single crochet of that purple round that we just did. And we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on the first edging. We're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in that same stitch, do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. And instead of skipping 3, we're going to skip 2. But my count is going to be at the end, be off at the very end. So at the very end, ignore it, because I didn't do the increase. So we're going to skip 2, and in the third, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in that same stitch, do 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 2. In the third, do a single, and then chain 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, And then the same one, do 3 doubles. I got a little knot there. Oh, well, we'll ignore the knot. Skip 2. In the third, do a single. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the same stitch, do 3 doubles. And you're going to make these little, I don't know what you're going to call these little shapes. I don't know what they're called, but the little throw type shape. Chain, single crochet into the third stitch, chain up 5. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that chain 5 forms that loop, and then 3 singles into the very same stitch. We're going to do it all the way around, but again, my math might be off when I get to the end. It is what it is. Three, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Give 2. 5. 2. We're going to be having an ad here in about a minute or so. While we're at ad, I'll continue to work along this pattern. 3, 5. And we'll see how bad I messed up. 2, 3. Let me move this. Two. Third one. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was only 3 chains. 4, 5. I don't want to make the loop too small. 1, 2, and 3. I will be back. Welcome back, all you cool cats and dirty hookers and yarnies. Thank you for sitting through the ad break. Yeah, I definitely messed up with the count, but this might work out. When I do this, the edge will probably stand up on its own. So this might be something you want to have if you want a more of a ruffly coaster. 2, 3. Again, let's see if the math works out when I get to the end. Two, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Third one. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, and whoops, the third one in there. Ah! What is a lot lizard? Oh yeah, the lot lizard. Okay, you don't know what a lot lizard is? Lot lizard is those people that hang around truck stops looking for a good time. Two, 3, 4, 5. 2. Fairy Dust is a lot lizard because he's a hooker, but also he said he has to deal with truckers all day at work. 5. A hooker as in a crocheter, not as an actual hooker. want to clarify that. Want to clarify that. They're looking to be paid for a good time. Yes. And welcome, Grammy. Grammy comes in while we're talking about lot lizards. All right, then. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm almost done this project. I'm coming near the end of this round, and we'll see if I totally messed up the count when I didn't do the increase on the previous row. And if I didn't, then it'll be a happy accident, as Bob Ross used to always say. 2, 3, 4, 5, or happy mistakes, or whatever he would say. 1, 2, 3. Why is it I can't see the stitches now? Okay, now I can see it. I think it's because it's the dark part of the purple, and then I've got the dark background. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Yeah. If my math doesn't come out right, we'll fudge something here at the end. The previous purple row, I should have done increase every so often, but I didn't. 4, 5. I'm praying this works out. 2, 3. Third stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. 3. Might work out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 doubles into that same stitch. I might end up using this pattern repeat as a border on something, just like on a regular blanket, because I really like that. Okay, 1, 2. Actually, the math worked out. I did not plan it this way. The math worked out. So now I can do a single crochet into that. And then I can do one last of these little, whatever you call these things. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the math worked out. We're going to say it worked out. I might be a stitch off. Technically, I'm like a stitch or 2 off, but it's good enough. So now I'm just going to slip stitch to join. You learned something new today. Yes, you did. Okay, this is the last time I'm using the white on this project, so I can finish the cut and finish. Okay. Now, I got a bunch of tails everywhere. This is supposed to lay flat, and it will lay flat. I'm not done yet. I still have to do one more round. And actually, this actually works better not doing that increase when I did the increase. This my original here, yeah, you've got the 2 layers, but I did the increase the way you're supposed to, and they lay on top of each other. You could starch this, which is kind of difficult. Well, would be a little difficult to starch it to make it upright. But if you don't do the increase on that round, they're automatically going to stand up. But now I'm going to do our last round, and our last round is a simple round, and it's the same as the last round of our previous edge. I got to find the purple. I got tails everywhere, as a hooker usually does, have tails up everywhere. You're full of useless information. You're not the only one. Think fairy dust and me are cut from the same cloth. Hey there, Nympho Nature. How are you? I recognize your name. I think you've been in some other streamers that I follow. Okay, so all I did was in that that last stitch where I joined, I put my hook in, and then I found the purple, and I yarned over and brought it through to bring it up. Senior Kim for the Day stream, yes. I'm in pretty much majority of the more popular ones, and see some of the newer streamers. If you want to, let me give a shout out to some streamers that are relatively smaller streamers, like I am. I found a streamer last night, Maslin Crochet. She was working on a freeform, I don't think there was a pattern. It was like a mandala open airy shawl type thing she was making, but it was using I don't know what the yarn was. It's a big cake of a multicolored yarn that would be like more of like a mandala cake, whatever. I don't know what the exact term would be, where it had very long repeats. It was beautiful. And then also check out I gotta wait a minute and 15. It's gotta cool down. I'll give the shout out in a second. Check out Kate Crochet. They have been working on, and I don't remember the exact piece they were working, what it's going to be, but it's this beautiful multicolored, earthy tone, greens and brown yarn. It's beautiful yarn, but they were doing the loop stitch, and it's this pretty sizable piece. So once the cool down is over, I will give the shout out for their stream. Okay, so what all do I crochet? I crochet not everything. I do vintage patterns. I do blankets. I've got a couple whips that are going on at the moment that are blankets to be donated to Project Linus. I've got a long-term project that's been on hiatus for a few months because it's too hot. It's a temperature blanket that I started beginning of the year. Periodically through the year, I will do granny events on stream, either a week or a month, where there are different granny squares. I've got a granny event coming up in September, which I have to prepare big time for. I've made shawls, which we talked about a little earlier. Let me show. Where did I move the picture to? I'm always losing the picture. This was a shawl that I had. This was in progress of a shawl. It's already finished. That I had made for Claymaco here, one of my mods. And in addition to that, the very same pattern, but in a different colorway, I did that shawl. So I do that. How hard are granny slayer? Oh, squares. Oh, no, not slayers. Granny squares. I've made almost a half a sock, which that's on. It's not really timeout that it's irritated me. It's timeout because I need to be in the right frame of mind to do more of it and to figure out an adjustment to make it fit my foot. So I'm working on socks. Granny squares are just like anything else. They can be easy and they can be complex. The real basic one is obviously on the easier side. Whoop, hold on, I'm trying to do 3 things at once.
Butterfly
yes!
In the sky.
Speaking of which,
I can go twice as high.
Butterfly in the sky. Let me find the butterfly in the sky. I know it's here I just saw it the other day. Give me a second. I wasn't prepared, and I should be prepared. Where did my butterfly? Butterfly in the sky. I made a butterfly square. One of my butterfly squares. That one's a little more complex. They can be somewhat easy. The basic, and I don't have a basic one nearby, of course. Learning the basics is key with with anything, and trying to get it square. And I did back in the winter. I did have a crochet along on how to do a granny square, and I know Clean Miko and one of my other followers were going along with me, and I do that a lot. That if anybody is interested, and they can let me know, as I'm teaching it, I can go slow and they can follow along exactly as I go so you can get it. My channel is more educational than it is just, oh, look what I'm doing. There's a guy I followed on Twitch for a couple weeks that is trying to teach himself to crochet. Games also, he's persistently trying to learn crochet from YouTube. Can I share his channel in case someone would like to try to help him? I've tried, but it's difficult to instruct a viewer in someone's stream. Yeah, definitely. Definitely share his channel. You could share it here in the chat and also on the Discord. Yeah, definitely. It can be difficult, and I'm also willing at some point, if somebody really needs to needs more instruction, I'm willing to do like a collab either on stream here or on Discord where we're both on camera and I can see what they're doing and they can see what I'm doing. I've never done a collab here on Discord, but I mean on here on Twitch. So I pretty much do a whole bunch of different crochet things. The only thing I've never really gotten into, it's just not my jam, is the amigurumis. I might try one at some point. It's never really interested me. I mean, the amis that I see people make are gorgeous. It's just not really my thing. We just do grannies. We just do grannies? No, we're not just doing the grannies. He tries hard. I think he needs one-on-one. Yeah, definitely. If you want fairy dust, you could definitely let him know that I am willing to do one-on-one. I'm not familiar with that channel. But yeah, definitely. I'm always about education. Again, I taught Clay Miko how to crochet. Actually, my other follower who couldn't get granny squares, Crojo Mojo, she taught me how to crochet. But she couldn't get the hang of granny squares. And wasn't until this past February that I went step by step and she got it. I'm not saying I'm the best teacher, but Amy's why I stubbornly learned to crochet after trying to learn 3 other times. I mean, I could do an amigurumi because I know the stitches. It's just, like I said, it's not really been my jam. I need to get a little drinky drink. I guess I'm more of a traditional crocheter, you would say. Blankets, scarves, shawls, doilies. But I'm not opposed to other types of crochet. Okay. So I'm just going to work on this last round. It's just like the last round of the previous edging. It's 5 singles in the loop and then 1 single in each of the doubles. I want the plushies so I continue to learn so I can have... Hey, that's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold on, 5. Never ventured into Amy. It hasn't really, same thing, fairy dust, hasn't really appealed to me. Nympho Nature, are you familiar with, God, a lot of streamers on here do Amy's. Pick Stitch, Droopy Zoo, which I'm assuming you both know, both of them. Black Sheep Meat has done some Amy's. I think Zacalia has done some. Trying to think off the top of my head. They don't teach. I don't think they teach. Okay, they just do them as they're on while they're on stream, because they're doing someone else's pattern. And again, copyright. Yes, this was someone else's pattern. And between you and me and however many people are watching me, if you want to get technical, this pattern is still technically in copyright. It's from 1945. Okay, report me. I don't care. But I'm not going to do someone's brand new pattern within the past 40 years, 40, 50 years, and do it. I think it'll be okay if I do this. Again, report me. I don't care. But, I need to get into pattern design. I am currently, and I don't know where the sample went, because my friend was here, and I was showing her everything, and things got all mixed around and moved around. And I don't know where. If you know my friend, she's a little chaotic. Well, a lot chaotic. I don't know where it went. Where did my sample? I know she didn't take it. It's just I put it someplace. But anyway, I'm trying to design my own mosaic crochet pattern. Because I'm really into that. It's with color play and use 3-dimensional shapes. I found somebody making a crochet phallus a few weeks ago. That was a thing, yes. Back in the winter. And I haven't been to her channel in a long time. I need to go see when she's on. Maisie Makes. She's a UK streamer. She was crocheting a crocheted phallus, but it was a wine bottle holder for her father, because she said her father is very difficult to buy for. And she even made the top part, and it would go over the top and had a hole, and she even made the other part, and yeah, that was pretty funny. So yeah, there's all different types of crochet. They're not your grandmother's crochet, kind of like what I'm doing here. So no reason why you shouldn't be able to do the pattern on stream as long as you don't show the actual pattern. Yeah, I'm not showing the actual pattern, but I am showing each individual stitch. Okay, do this stitch, do this many stitches. So I'm telling the pattern. So there's a gray area. Again, I'm not going to be doing any patterns that are what I would consider more modern. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, for me, I might show how to do something probably from like the 50s, but that's probably as current as I would go. And technically, if you want to get technical, it's still under copyright. 3, 4, that was 3, 4, and 5. But yes, I'm not actually showing the patterns. The exception is, and I do credit them, when I do Granny Month, I will do other people's granny squares, but I do put the description, the link where I got it from. If there's ever an issue with any of those sources and they have an issue with me, I will take down whatever video and I won't use their stuff anymore. If it gets to a problem, I won't use any of them. Doesn't copyright only work if you sell the pattern? No. It's also technically here, and I say technically so much and I need to stop saying that. I'm earning revenue here on Twitch because I'm affiliate. And also I'm broadcasting the pattern. Three, 4, 5. So you're actually benefiting from it. Again, I try not I am aware of the issues with copyright. 3, 4, 5. And again, if it becomes an issue, I have no problem taking that down and not doing it anymore. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And also, I do want to get into designing my own. Like I said, I'm in the process of designing a mosaic crochet blanket, I guess. No, it protects someone from someone else making money from their intellectual property. They might make it free for people to use, but they still want to be credited for their... Yes. Yes. They want to be credited for it. 3, 4, 5. It's the same thing like I can't... And Pickstitch had this issue before he was on Twitch with his cross-stitch patterns. He would design Nintendo and video game cross-stitch patterns and sell the patterns. Well, that's Nintendo's intellectual property, and he didn't have the right to profit from it because it was their image. So he doesn't sell them anymore. He gives away for free. You can give away for free. But here on Twitch, I am benefiting from the ad revenue from the stream that you're watching me make it. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why a lot of streamers will make something, but they're not going to give the verbal instructions of how to do it. So like I said, I'm careful of what I do. I'm not going to do somebody's full blanket and or full pattern. So the granny squares is the gray area. All the other stuff I usually do is either vintage stuff or just teaching a stitch. 3, 4, 5. And nobody has a copyright on a double crochet stitch. That's not a thing. If that's a thing, then all crocheters that have patterns or show anything on whatever platform, that's your hook looks a lot like mine. This is a 2.75 millimeter hook, so it is a smaller hook to go along with the cotton thread that I'm using. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And my music stopped. Oh no, my music stopped. Up, 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 up. I was doing double crochets when I should do singles. How hard is it to work with such small thread? It takes patience. It takes good eyesight. My reading glasses help. But normally, if I'm not on stream, I will use my magnifying glass. That helps a whole lot. And this is a more larger thread. This is a size 10 crochet thread. They have much, much thinner ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, and much, much smaller hooks. So it does take some practice and some patience, and that's the only difference from what I'm doing here than any of the other normal crochet with like a worsted weight yarn. It's the, I have a knot. Find it hard to maintain tension with the thread. Yes, it's subjective to the individual, definitely. Okay, I've got a really bad knot, and I joined it the wrong way, but I'm not worrying about this. I'm just going to clip these extra tails. I'm going to ignore that knot that's in there. But yeah, it's subjective to each person, like what Fairy Dust said. For instance, and I'm not going to I don't want to call her out, but I'll call her out. Clay Miko had, a while ago, had got some size 1 fine weight yarn that she really liked, and she worked with it, and she found out she couldn't do it. This is the lightweight yarn. Well, this, when I'm working here, is a little bit thinner than this. So it's the same type of thing. I find I have a little bit of an issue working with really big jumbo yarn. Or chunky yarn. 3, 4, 5. I can do like a size 5 yarn, but anything higher than that, I don't enjoy it, and the tension feels weird. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't think I would enjoy the really big, thick the huge roving style yarn that's like massive, where you do the arm knitting. I don't think I would like that. And again, all I'm doing here is 5 singles in each loop and 1 single into each double. That's just the pattern for this. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm about a little more than halfway. And when we get to the end here, our project will be finished. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, Nymph of Nature, what do you crochet? What do you make? Hey there, Dan. I'm pretty good. How are you? 2, 3, 4, 5. Two. I've only ever made a blanket for a 2-year-old. I'm now on my second project, and it's a cardigan. Oh, well, you're more, not advanced, but you're venturing out more than I have. I've never made a sweater or a cardigan or anything wearable besides a shawl or a scarf or a hat. 2, 3, 4, 5. I am on the hunt for a men's cardigan that doesn't look like Ernest Hemingway, Old Man in the Sea. I don't want to sit in a whaling boat with a pipe. That's not my style. I'm good. Got my walker today. Also started a new blanket. Oh, congratulations. And those of you who are new or whatever you're working on, I do have a Discord. So if you want to share your pictures on the Discord, 3, 4, and 5. Definitely feel free to do that. I just saw one based on anime, and I wanted one. It seems somewhat easy, especially since it's all double crochet, like I did for my nephew's blanket. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I've never done a sweater before, and I definitely want to do a cardigan. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Oh, I'm right here at the end. I've got 2 more of these little motifs to do. Figured a cardigan a step closer to getting comfortable for making Amy's. Yeah, I guess, because it's just not all one flat rectangular square. You're gonna have to deal with some angles because of the arms and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 into each of these 3 double crochets. And then we're going to do our last little section here, and we're going to be able to finish off this project. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our last 3 stitches, or I should say 4, because we have 3 singles to do, and then we have a slip stitch to join. 2, 3, and now I'm going to slip stitch to join. I'm going to chain 1, cut my thread, pull through, tighten it up, and I'll weave in the ends later. I'm going to lay this flat Now, it's supposed to be like this, and you've got your 2 layers of your edging. Well, since I didn't increase on that one edging, it automatically ruffles itself. And to tell you the truth, I like that one better. It adds a little more flair to it. Ignore the tails. The only one that was going to be different for it's going to be the arms. Otherwise, it's all rectangles, exactly. Okay, so I'm just gonna, this isn't blocked. I'm not worried about blocking it. But we've got our little coaster. Now imagine a glass, like a 1940s, 1950s cocktail. But I've got a plastic drinking glass. And you really can't see because it's top down. But it's kind of cute. And I like it with the ruffles that stand up. So that is our, yeah. Now, the same pattern, and again with any pattern, pretty much any pattern, regardless of what you're making, if you change the thickness of your thread or yarn and your hook size, you can make it. So you can make this in much bigger with a worsted weight yarn or whatever you have, and then that way it would be like a placemat or a tablecloth or whatever you have. So it's all about scale and proportion. And if you had caught yesterday's stream, and if not, if you did not catch yesterday's stream, they are on the VOD, and they are all uploaded to my YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel link was just there. All this is, the main part is double crochets, anything in the white, and the pink are single crochets, and you're just increasing ever so often all the way around until you get the size you want. And then the edging, like you saw me do, this pink round, same thing with the back one, are either back loop only or front loop only single crochets, depending if you're on the back or the front. And then that repeat that we were doing, the pattern to make the little loops. And then after you do that, you just do single crochets into the loops and into the stitches. So they're basic stitches. There's no weird puffs. There's no popcorns. There's no, you do this and you skip and you go backwards and drop down a few rows. None of that. So, that is our cute little vintage coaster. I don't know if they would have used these colors. They might have. I mean, they did actually. I think if I read correctly, that they started with the variegated threads. I think it's on them in the 40s. Yeah. So this might be period appropriate. Okay, for the last, I guess 12 minutes or so, because we're probably going to end around 8 o'clock, I will work on my Project Linus blanket. One of my Project Linus blankets. So let me transition real quick. Enable that, disable that. I'm going to switch over to this screen. Let me close out some of these tabs that I do not need running. Okay, let me get my blanket over, and it's taking up a lot of room. This is our one of our favorite blankets here on the stream. Everybody seems to love this. I really love it too. This is the Endlessly Elegant blanket. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I will spread it out as best that I can in the space that I have. And it's probably better, just pull up the picture. I have a picture somewhere of it in progress. Yeah. This is the blanket, almost this size. I've added more to it since then. So you can make this as large as you want. And it's a simple, I don't know how, not simple, I shouldn't say simple. It's a repeat of I don't know how many rows, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 or 17 row repeat, I think. And if anybody wants that pattern, type in !endlessly. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It is chart only. So if you have difficulties reading a crochet chart, you might not want to try this one. Now, I did modify this because I did have different dye lots of my colors, and I have very limited on all of this yarn because it's discontinued, and I'm getting close to running out of this light colored yarn, so I made my popcorn slightly smaller. I have one more side of the popcorn row, and I think I will have enough yarn that I don't have to really play yarn chicken. I don't want to play yarn chicken. I'm going to move my bowl over to there. So we'll work on this for about 10 minutes or so, and then we will wind down, and at that point, maybe find somebody to go and raid. And this is a discontinued yarn, so I don't know the name of it. It is a baby yarn. Two, three. It feels so weird using a bigger hook after using the thread for as much as I was doing earlier. Yarn chicken is annoying, but can be fun. It could be fun if you have access to more of that yarn. Let's say Red Heart Super Saver. Yeah, I have access to it. But I don't have access to any more of this. So it's not like I can go out and say, oh, and pick up another thing of it. How can yarn chicken be fun? Kind of like, it's like a game you play. Like, are we going to be able to win? Are we going to be able to beat this? 3. Totally get that going between projects. Yeah. It's just it's a sensation thing. It's like things are like a different scale and just, it kind of feels weird. It's not a bad thing. It's just, it's a little disorienting. And like this project, I'm not going to tell you how to do it, even though it's a free project, a free pattern. I'm not going to instruct you how to make this. I know Grammy has said that she loves this blanket so much that she wants it donated to her. I was like, nope, not going to be donated to you. Sorry. And those of you who don't know what Project Linus is, there's a non-profit in the US and Canada. I'm not certain if they're in other countries. There are chapters all over both the US and Canada. They accept handmade new blankets, either crocheted, knitted, quilted, etc. And they donate them to children that are in need, either seriously ill, traumatized, homeless, etc. And it's children ages 0 to 18. So it's just not the little ones, it's the bigger kids too. But if you were interested in it, type in !! Charity. The link will come up. How do you donate the blankets? Each chapter is different. Wherever you live, there might be a chapter. If not, you can start your own chapter. You'd have to contact the main organization. In my area, they have meetings at a hall that they, I guess, rent out. They meetings a couple times a month. You can donate when they have their meetings. And again, this is just in my area. It might be different for where you live. And Project Linus, nationwide in the US, they do partner up with Joann's. And certain Joann stores, depending on the chapter you live in, will be drop-off stores. Like, not all the Joann's where I live are donation stores. There's like 2 of them, I think. And they have at least in my area, they've got a big box. You just walk in, drop the blanket in, and you're done. You don't have to really give it to anybody. You just put it in the box. But again, you would have to inquire with your local chapter to which Joann's that would do that, or when they have their meetings. At least that's how it is with the chapter here where I live. And each chapter has different needs. Where I live, it's a minimum of 30 inches by 30 inches, which that's a decent sized baby blanket. That's all I know for my chapter. I mean, I'm not certain if there's any other needs that ours need, but some of them they might need more older children, or whatever you have. And then you can also attend their meetings and help out. And they'll give like classes on how to make certain types of blankets and cut fabric and all that good stuff. Different chapters may not accept all sizes, yes. Depends on the regulations for hospitals that are needed. Thank you, Grammy. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you go to projectlinus.org, you'll be able to go further, and I think there might be a directory of, like, you type in your location to see if there's a chapter where you live. Alrighty, we're going to have another ad, and it will be our last ad of the stream. So I will be right back. Alrighty then. Thank you everybody for sitting through that ad. Just move my blanket over there. It's getting a little big and a little warm. Gotta rearrange everything. Let's go see. We're gonna find somebody to raid tonight, and we're gonna go see what they're doing. No. Okay, none of my ones I follow are either on or doing anything crafty. They're playing some video games, so I'm not going to go raid those. Let me just take a look real quick. Spinning. Let me see something real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going through the list. Yes, go to the Project Linus site to find a chapter in the area. Each coordinator will be contacted by email, can answer your questions. There's a Facebook group called Project Linus Volunteers USA that has information. Patty Gregory is the national coordinator and makes weekly videos all informed. No, thank you. That's like really good information there, Grammy. I saw somebody was making something. Trying to find somebody to go raid. Anybody have any suggestions of who we could raid? I want somebody who's making crafts or working on something. Doesn't have to be crochet. What are they doing? Oh, they're not online. It says they were, but I guess they just ended. If not, then we might not raid anybody. Yeah, nothing's really sticking out to me tonight. All right, I think we're not going to end up raiding anybody tonight, but that's all right. Sometimes that's the way it goes. I will be on tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm changing up my streaming schedule, and going till whenever. We'll be working more on our Project Linus blankets. I've got another one also going. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out the Discord if you want to join the Discord. Also, check out Project Linus if you're interested in that. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me and watching me play with string and such. And like I said, I will see you all tomorrow night. Yes, good night, Yarnies. Good night, Dirty Hookers. Good night, Cool Cats, because we did a throwback vintage thing. If Fairy Dust is still here, good night, Lot Lizards. Good night, everybody. So, till tomorrow night, have a good evening, and happy crafting.